Thank you so much for that great introduction. I would like to say thank you for allowing me to be the speaker of this momentous occasion, the Church School Convention. I remember back when I was younger, I'm only 22, but when I was younger, I remember going down to Liberty Hill and going down to the old Scotch Branch High School and going on Friday and Saturday night, just having a really good time, eating hot dogs, doing double dutch, and ultimately learning more about Christ. So I would be remiss if I would like to say thank you so much for allowing me to be your speaker on this morning. Now, the theme of this occasion is the Exodus experience. See, the word itself was adopted into the English language via Latin from a Greek word, which literally means the road out. See, we look at Hebrews, the 11th chapter and first verse. Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Let me read that one more time. Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. You cannot see faith. You cannot see hope. But there is one thing that is tangible, and that is yourself. You have to have that faith within yourself. You have to trust yourself. You have to be that self-advocate to do what you want to do in your life. Without yourself, you are nothing. And we all know without anything, without a doubt, without God, we are nothing. See, God is more than just a creator. He's more than just our Father, but He is our way maker. He made a way for each and every one of us. See, we sometimes can't see that road out of life. We sometimes can't see that our road is not paved yet. And sometimes we cannot see our future. See, the road out can mean many different things for many different people. For other people, that road can be taking that leap of faith to start that business, to take that extra class, and to learn that new skill. But when we do these things, when we find our road out, we have to believe in ourselves. See, being that self-advocate, being there for yourself is the strongest thing that you can do because you have to choose you. This year, more than anything, we had to be there for ourselves. We were stuck in the house for almost a year and a half during quarantine, being stuck with the thoughts that we have not addressed in so very long. We were stuck with those dreams that we had. We were stuck with those ideas. We were stuck with those business creations that never came to fruition. We were stuck to sit there and think about it. We were so busy being pulled left and right in everyday life that God had to sit us down and allow us to see what we needed to do in ourselves. How can we grow? See, I always believe seeing the best in a situation. Yes, we were in a global pandemic, and yes, we're in quarantine. And we do know that all the lives, all the countless lives that were lost because of this virus. But while we are here on earth, the best thing that we can do is be there for ourselves. Be an advocate for ourselves. Pave that road for ourselves. Y'all, it's time to be selfish. I know that we care a lot about other people, and don't get me wrong. You have to be a caring person. You have to lend that helping hand to that brother and to that sister. But you have to be there for yourself. See, I should know better than anyone. When COVID came, it was one of the most shocking things that I have ever experienced. It's the most shocking things that the world has ever experienced. We were locked in at home. Let's take a trip. Y'all, we're going to go on a time machine, and we're going to go back. We're going to go way back to 2020, March. Y'all, the 1st of March, we were in Columbia, South Carolina, celebrating our YPD convention, having a great time. That was one of the last times we were all to get together and see each other and to just be amongst each other and just praise God in His holy and righteous name. See, and that experience is something that I would never take away for one or two reasons. Yes, we do that every year, but little did we know that 2 weeks later, the world would shut down. Y'all, after I left that YPD convention, I went on one of the most, I always say this, the most stressful weeks of my life. See, it was a spring semester. I'm trying to hurry up and get my things together because I was graduating that fall. And I was trying to take all my senior classes. I was also in a show expo. I was in a musical. I was going to rehearsals to 10 o'clock at night. I was going to meetings for rehearsal. I wasn't eating. I wasn't sleeping right. I was just being pulled left and right. And everything got shut down. Everything came to a halt. See, for me, I don't know about anybody else, I needed that break. I needed to sit there and be with myself. I had to be with myself for once. And that's where I learned to be my own self-advocate. See, when you have to be there for yourself, it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to be stressed. It's okay to have different thoughts in your mind that sadness comes. But allowing yourself to take yourself out of that space is what you have to do. Allowing God to come into yourself, allowing God to come into your life is what you need to do. Finding that road, finding that right path, what you need to go down. See, but sometimes, like myself, we do get hung up on mistakes. Y'all, I'm here today, look at me, I'm talking to you right now on this camera. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Life is too short to be beating yourself up day and day and day after day after day over mistakes and things that you cannot change. Your mistakes do not define you. The only thing that defines you is how you learn from those mistakes. Those lessons are so valuable and life-changing. Learn from them. As we talked about today, the 10 Commandments. Those are the roadmaps and all the things that you need to do to live a life of Christianity and a life that is to be the best Christian that you can be. I have a secret to tell y'all. Not every Christian is perfect. Y'all, not everybody is perfect, but not every Christian is perfect. I don't know who needs to hear that today. I'm not trying to be a preacher, but every Christian is not perfect. Everybody had to overcome obstacles in their life. And with those obstacles, we sometimes made what? Mistakes. When you sit back and realize all the things you have done, you have to say thank you to yourself. Thank you for those mistakes. And most importantly, say thank you to your mind. I want you to reach out your hands right now and pat your own self on the back and love yourself and hug yourself and say thank you to this intellectual being that I am, that this body that I possess. Thank you to your mind. Your mind is the most powerful thing. It's the most powerful tool that we own. Without it, we are nothing. Without it, we are nothing. Having a strong mind was a way for some people to get through this tremendous year and during these times. So take the time to tell your mind, thank you for all that it has done for you. And while we're at it, say thank you to your faith. See, I know sometimes we really like to downplay what faith really does and how it plays a strong part of our life. We all know that old saying that faith without work is dead. But let's take it a step further. See, in the Exodus experience, the road out leads to us being born anew, living the way that we should, the best way that we can to be the best versions of ourselves. See, sometimes in life we cannot find the right road, we cannot find that right path. When everyone always says, find a seat at that table. And do you know, people always say, if you can't find a seat at that table, make another table, make a seat for you to sit in it. But I challenge you today to make another road. Take all that tar, take all of that cement, take that paint, take those machines, and pave your own road. The best road, not those South Carolina roads, y'all, but make a nice North Carolina road, something that's nice and smooth. But even in the best roads, y'all, they're kind of rugged. They have potholes. They have ridges. They have things that you have to overcome because it's not always smooth some days. And you know, sometimes we have accidents on those roads. And we have to weave and maneuver ourselves through those accidents. Sometimes some people cannot avoid being into that collision. But when we think about the goodness of God that allows us to bring us out of those types of situations, out of those accidents, out of those ridges, we have to say thank you. We have to put in the work to pave the road that we would like our life to lead on. I wrote this poem during the pandemic for a performance that I had to do. And I've been saying it, I've been reciting it over and over, and I wanted to share it with each and every person. I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse, but I would like to share this point with you today. It is something that I wrote to get myself through a very hard time through this pandemic. We as people, we as adults, young adults, children, we all went through something that is life-changing, that we will never forget, that generation after generation will always talk about. We deserve to pat our own self on the back. We deserve to pave the road that we would like to pave. And this poem just discusses how we can overcome those things, just to lift you up, to understand that you may go through things, but you can always change your destiny. You are not your past, and you are not even your present, but you will pave the road of your future. This is not yet paved, and Nigel Johnson original, and I want to share it with you. See, a road not yet paved is life's incomplete journey, a life that is not yet finished, a life where dreams are not met yet. Traveling millions and millions of miles from sea to shining sea, not accepting its defeat. No matter how rough the road may get, it never quits. Its purpose is provide the means in which we travel, using it for years and understanding life's true value. A road that is not yet paved represents the life of an unborn child. That is the offspring of immigrant parents who walked to work to provide for their family. A road not yet paved belongs to that little boy who never thought that he would amount to anything, who worked so hard that his road almost met a dead end, but it didn't. He traveled to places where people never thought, people who never in this lifetime would see. A road not yet paved belongs to that little girl who got beaten by her father, left by her mother, abandoned by the system, always deemed as being dismissive. She felt so trapped and couldn't find her way on this little map that we call life. She grew up thinking that God had given up on her, that her road was not important, but it was. She had a gift that no one could take away. She had faith. And with that faith, she overcame all of the heartache and pain. They say that God gives his strongest battles to his strongest warriors. A warrior, a brave or spirit soldier or fighter. Fight. When you're faced with a fork in the road, you have an eternal fight with yourself. Should you go left or should you go right? Sometimes you have to fight. And sometimes that fight never ends, and your two roads become one. Never fully understanding why your road is both smooth and rugged at the same time, but it's not like that always. There comes a point in your life where your road levels out and you begin to feel anew. Just know that God has his hands on you. A road not yet paved has no limitations. You can travel freely, paving your own destiny, cultivating a new route when things are not easy. Allowing yourself to dream big and to love even bigger. And when your work is done and your road will lead you to your final destination, God greeting you with no hesitation. A road that is smooth may be easy, but does it build character? Pave your road with no fear in your heart. And you will soon realize that a road not yet paved is a blessing in disguise. God making you realize that it's okay to not have a road that is not yet paved. Y'all, we just went on an Exodus experience. I told you a little bit about myself, about what I went through to get through the things I need to do over this past year. I'm still working on myself, y'all. For myself. Do it for you. Don't do it for anyone else. Do it for you. Pave that road and pave that destiny for yourself. Make that seat at the table. Pave that road for your own destiny. And I promise you that you will conquer anything that you put your mind to. Again, I want to say thank you for allowing me to be the speaker on this morning. I hope that this reach someone in some way to be a self-advocate for yourself. Thank you so much. Thank you.